Welcome back. It's time for What's Up and About. Hey, Winnie.
Hi.
How's my princess doing?
Very well, thank you.
So it's a Wednesday once again, and the Wonder Women are right here on Wake Up Nigeria with you. And oftentimes we find these topics, and we're on the fence, but this one I'm really emphatic about. It has to do with sibling rivalry. It was actually Winfrey that gave us a spotlight on this one. And it talks about a particular lady who says she has some resentment for her sibling, her sister, her younger sister. And she says they're not close, they're not even sisterly. And she's not sure where it all started, but then she begins to give us instances where she believes the resentment began. For instance, she remembers when, she was accused of, physically hitting her sister when she was actually just sitting and watching TV. Why? Because the sister just started screaming and yelling one particular day, and the parents came downstairs and started beating her. Oh, this was actually a second beating on top of one beating they had already given her because of her sister. And I know that these kinds of things happen between siblings. It's, in my opinion, sometimes a normal thing where parents might just get it wrong and just think, one particular sibling is to blame for, spoiling that chair or breaking that mug or whatever. But it feels like this issue of resentment isn't being managed properly by parents. But I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this issue. Wow, that sigh was a bit deep.
So, she used the word resentments.
Yeah.
That's a very strong word.
Yeah.
It's more or less saying you hate your sister. And there's only one thing that could have spoiled this.
Yeah.
Which is parents' favoritism. The parents obviously had a favorite, probably her younger sister.
Yeah.
Probably her, she may never know, because that was how she didn't see her parents' action towards her as love.
Of course not.
She saw it as, let's not also forget that we mostly experience tough love from our parents. We mostly experience tough love from our parents, and she may not have seen, her parents' actions,
as love.
Or, however they catered to her as love. And maybe they were a little more softer and more affectionate
to the younger one.
Which
is sort of the norm in many cases.
In a lot of cases, to be honest. And even as parents, sometimes we find it difficult to sort of draw that balance, because we feel that as the older one, you should be more responsible.
Or mature.
More you should know to do better.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because we are teaching you to do better. And with those same values that we are instilling in you, we expect you to pass them on to your sister. So we expect you to be the sponge that soaks it all in.
All the pain and all the anger.
And everything that your sister does to you, that even your parents do to you that you're not happy about, you soak it all in, you take it all in. And I see where her resentment could be coming from. Yeah. But
before I throw it to Winnie here, I wanted to touch on this. There was a particular Christmas where apparently her sibling lied that she hit her with a side stool and pretended to faint. When her parents got back that day, her mother cut her hair and she was bald for Christmas, right? So I'm hearing silence, I'm hearing crickets now, Do you understand how deep this resentment is going, Winnie?
So as much as, I would like to blame the parents and say, okay, fine, the parents sometimes show favoritism, right? To be honest, I'm of the opinion that, I know, fine, they say generally, parents should not pick sides. Parents should love all their kids equally. But to be honest, is it really possible? Is it really possible? For instance, my parents now, they had 5 children. Of course, you love your kids, but there's some you literally see more traits probably of your spouse in, or you see more traits of yourself in. So is it really, if we're being practical, we're being honest, it's fine. You shouldn't show it in an excessive way. Do you understand? But we all know that certain things, and somehow it will show. Do you get? But then again, that aside, I see this case as a situation where the sister was being continuously mischievous.
Yeah.
Right? And then not even only, as a child, that's quite deep, right? You are fainting because you're literally lying. She lied on her consistently, that she did different things to her. Her parents were literally, and she had a grin on her face, do you understand? Whenever they punished her for it. So even growing up, do you understand? The sister, like, she doesn't like people touching her things and using her things and things like that. And then she asks for it and she tells her no, but she still goes ahead to do what she says she doesn't want her to do. So I just see this as a case of like personality. Fine, no matter, you can't control how your parents react. Yes, the parents added to it, of course, for literally not probably applying enough wisdom and all of that to be able to settle things amicably and all of that. But then again, we see the sister being continuously mischievous. Now, I think what's very important is her literally speaking up about it because she's literally asking, she's like, okay, fine, she really doesn't care if it's just blood that connects them. She actually has no interest in being cordial and all of that with the sister. But then again, she just wants to know if she's wrong for holding on to these things. And then a lot of people were actually advising that, okay, you know what, that's why the fact that this happened in your childhood, you have to find a way to let it go. Even if you don't feel the need to really relate with her and all of that, let it go, forgive, and just let it, because she realized that she's constantly bitter towards her, and she has built up this resentment that literally
I feel like
it's not just relate with it.
It's not just bitterness to the sister at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the bitterness literally is towards the parents.
Her parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think she needs to have a conversation with her parents.
You know what?
Because this is what was
But
happening.
she said that she feels that will literally be a dead end because normally in their family they're not used to having these conversations.
Write a letter.
So the truth
this information needs to get to them. They need to understand that darling little angel you thought was the younger sibling was not actually doing that.
So that's where you guys are actually getting it wrong, because there's a possibility that the parents, some of our parents actually see us clearly.
Wow.
And they treat us according to, because they may not do it the right way. They may do it the way they understand how to do it because they feel that it is good for you. But on the other hand, it may not be good for you. It's possible that they knew that if they do not indulge and sort of protect this young little sister of hers, she could become a real daredevil.
This girl literally lied that the money she gave her elder sister to hold for her, she has nothing to do with it. And they literally beat her and punished her for stealing the money. That is not a situation of, hey, how will you overindulge your younger child because you feel...
So now the parenting strategies on this particular set of parents was off from the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
But it is probably what the average Nigerian parents are actually,
actually doing based on how they know how to do it best. And I'm going to say that, so I experienced this with my younger sister.
Okay.
I didn't like her growing as kids, right? Because, she was, at the time, she was the last born, and then, so much expected of me as the firstborn, right? So I had to, pamper her, I had to indulge her.
Yeah.
And the little devil was a devil.
Wow.
You get. And she would, she would be mischievous. She would do certain things, right, to always tick me off. And I would always get into trouble because I'm supposed to be responsible for her.
Yeah.
But over the years, I realized that maybe from a place of, enlightenment, from a place of awareness, I know better that, okay, that was just her as a child.
Okay.
That emotion, I had to consciously, work on it.
But was she ever cautioned by your parents? Did your parents actually ever see the truth in what this sibling was doing? So that's what I'm saying. I feel like these parents are still completely ignorant of everything that was happening. They still think of this child as the angel, the one that will rescue them.
So recently, right? So seriously, recently, right? I had my sister-in-law and her kids stay with me, right? And something that kept on happening was, okay, we saw the elder child snitching on the younger girl. So most time it's a boy and girl situation. So most time the boy is calmer than the girl. The girl is more erratic and expressive and all of that. But then again, when things like that happen, we literally told them, you guys are meant to have each other's back.
Yeah.
You are not meant to be snitching on your younger sister. Do you understand? If she does something, you guys are literally meant to have that bond that literally the parents that cannot even break. So I feel it's still the responsibility of the parent to literally show them that, see, you are not against yourselves, you are together. And I can actually talk from this perspective because I was the last of 5 children.
Wow.
My immediate elder one literally is over me with 7 years. Do you understand? So this was a situation of, and like they used to cover me
Wow.
Like I used to be covered. However, would I say it has literally caused some gap between me and some of my siblings? Yes, and I'm fine with it.
Oh,
But then again, something I know they didn't do is indulge me into misbehaving because, oh yes, I was the younger one.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So at the end of this conversation, the onus falls on the parents to, you know, try not to. Yes, to be honest, some children make it difficult to love them. Let's not even take that.
Some siblings
Yeah.
make it difficult
Some to love
yes,
them,
yes.
right? But we have to. It's dependent on us to do what we can to ensure that there's no sort of sibling rivalry. You know, let's all that favoritism. Yeah, show it, but you know, let's do
At
it
this
with.
point, what I would like
caution.
for her to do, if she's watching this,
Yeah.
is find a place of calm and find a way to let it go, because it is the person that hates that hurts. And right now she's the one hurting, but she needs to find peace within herself that she didn't do anything wrong.
conscious effort.
And see if you can have that conversation with your parents.
Yeah.
At this point, we would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Please reach out to us. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us, WakeUpNigeria TVCE on Instagram. We can't wait to see the comments. Stay with us. Loads more coming your way.